So today I'm excited because we have Olga Monzon here, and she's going to be presenting a new project that just launched. So it's fresh out into the market, and you're going to want to listen to what she's going to share with us today here, because if you're looking to buy here in Miami, this is definitely a project that you need to look into, and I'll let Olga take over from here.
Thank you so much. It's definitely very, very fresh. We just launched sales about 3 weeks ago. So as you know, the best pricing is always at the beginning, friends and family lists for our VIP brokers and buyers. We have a sales gallery already built out with a model of the kitchen. We have the model of the bathroom built out. I'm going to share my screen, show you the location, and tell you everything about the building. Give me just 1 second. Full screen. Let's start with the location of the building. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, because on my side it is black, so give it a second.
It's a little bit black, yeah.
Give it a second to load. Okay, something is happening. Okay, we're good. Let me just make it larger. Does this work? Let me do this again, just 1 second, because it's shared in the weird way. We don't want that. We want everybody to be able to see.
This is what I love about this video, that everything is very organic. Nothing is pre-planned. It's all live.
Yeah, it is. Okay, here we are. So it is definitely very organic. We're getting there. Let me just, something's going on with my computer, and I'm going to be sharing just in a second, but my screen just went black. Completely black. Wow. I don't know what it is. Okay.
It's her energy.
Almost there, I promise. Okay, here we are. So it is finally loaded, and I can share it with you, and hopefully this time it does work. And we're just going to start this from the beginning. So now you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to make it larger.
Perfect.
That's what happens when I make it larger, it becomes acting crazy. So we are Casa Bella Residences by B&B Italia, Italian building by Italian architect and interior designer Piero Lissoni, and with B&B Italia as a brand. We'll talk about it in a second. I want to start with the location so everybody understand where we are. So Casa Bella is going to be located in the Arts and Entertainment District of Miami. Arts and Entertainment District is part of downtown. As you may know, the urban core of Miami, it basically consists of Brickell, which is a financial district, downtown, and Edgewater. Brickell kind of went through multiple construction phases, and it's very, very developed. It kind of looks like Manhattan. Edgewater went through a development cycle. A lot of new towers coming up there. Most of them been delivered already. And downtown right now is going through its phase, right? It's through the kind of evolution and a new development cycle that's just starting, because it's the most, I want to say, underdeveloped area of Miami, and it's funny because it's the most central part of Miami, right, of the urban core. We are, going back to this picture, located very conveniently because we have accessibility from every side. We're right very close to the highway that's going to take you to the beaches. You can see here, South Beach is about 10 minutes away. You can be in the airport in about 5 to 10 minutes. And once you jump on 95, pretty much takes you everywhere. You're surrounded by some of the most interesting neighborhoods in Miami. You have Wynwood with over 100 art galleries and different restaurants. It's just a really, really nice neighborhood to go walk around. You have Midtown, that is like a little city within the city, tons of shopping, dining options, a playground for kids, so you can go for the whole day. And if you keep north, going north, which is literally 10 minutes away, you have Design District, which is basically Fifth Avenue of Miami. You have every high-end designer you can think of, from Rolex, Cartier to Prada, Dior, and so on and so forth. And some of the trendiest restaurants are also there. So you are really in the middle of everything. Financial District is also minutes away for those who may be looking to purchase something close to where they work, this is where all the offices are located. You are just basically accessible to everything within minutes, right? Which is so important because, as you know, Miami is a large city, and you know, it's nice to be in the center of it all. When you look on this picture, this is going to give you even a better idea of the location. The building itself is on the side here. It's located on Biscayne. We are on the main street in downtown, which is Biscayne Boulevard. I call it a new billionaires row, because you have the 1000 Museum here. You know, it's the most expensive building in downtown, right? And then there's Waldorf coming, which is going to be the next most expensive in downtown.
Yes.
Their prices are very expensive. And then there's a lot of other product coming here in Biscayne, right? Like I said, there's it's being redeveloped. The most attractive thing about this location is that you're right across from Performing Arts Center. You're right next to Opera House. And as you keep walking 5 minutes away, you have the Museum District, Art Museum named after the developer of Casa Bella, after Jorge Perez, who's a big art collector. So they named a museum after him. And then we have the Science Museum. As you keep walking, you have FTX Arena, where you have all the concerts, the basketball games are taking place there. So you have all the cultural institutions within walking distance, which is so rare to have access to all of this within basically a 5 to 10 minute walk. And besides that, you're gonna have dining and shopping, where the Paramount World Center is. You don't see it here, but there will be, I think, another image where you're going to see there's a building here, but then they're building large retail here with great tenants coming in. Sephora just sign up with them. They're going to have a big store there.
What are they building right behind one museum?
Right behind 1000 Museum, you know, the Paramount World Center. So the tower is already there, but they have a master plan to build the shopping. They're building apartment buildings, convention center. I think it was on the plan, but what they're working on now is building the shopping promenade. It's going to be walking. I don't know how many acres. It's a large lot, and it's basically shopping, dining, all within, I Google mapped it as 13 minutes walking distance from Casa Bella, right? So you're very, very close. And it's going to be shopping and dining and a lot of great retailers. I think originally they were getting Saks Fifth Avenue as their anchor. And then I think they changed the concept and decided not to go with a shopping mall and do more like street level retail. And they changed the tenants, but they're still very nice tenants, like I said, along the lines of Sephora. And like, I don't remember the other brands because they're just starting to sign up the tenants. And they're building state-of-the-art retail buildings there. There will be one called Jewelry Box. That's going to be this beautiful kind of mini shopping mall. So a lot of exciting things coming here. And as you go west, you know, there's Brightline Station within minutes away, right? So you can jump on the Brightline and go eventually to Orlando. You can go to Palm Beach right now. It's already operational. Eventually will be a stop in Aventura. So you're really close to that, which is a great, you know, again, from the accessibility standpoint, you have the Brightline, you have the highway, you have public transit here, which is Omni Station, where you have the Metro Rail that takes you, a Metro Mover that takes you to downtown, and then it connects to Metro Rail that takes you to the airport all the way south. And then the city wants to expand it to Miami Beach, Wynwood, Midtown. So you're going to have, you know, 4 years from now, right, there people are using it, but not as much as any other big cities, right, as far as the public transit. But I think 4 years from now, with all the people moving down to Florida, we're going to be using a lot more of public transit. And I think when they expand it, it's going to be really an attractive element to the building. Also, from investment standpoint, I think it's going to, you know, help the values as well, because you always want to be close to the main transportation hubs, right, when you're in the big city. And the city is also investing $800 million into this beautiful bridge. It's not just the bridge, it's the whole project. They're doing the highway, redoing it, making a double decker, kind of making the highway more efficient and to elevate the traffic, right? And then they hired an incredible architect who designed this signature bridge. It's going to be a version of Golden Gate Bridge, right? And
we're going to have our own bridge here, finally.
This is what's going to be on every postcard. Every postcard movie, like once it's done, I think the timing is around the same time as Casa Bella. This is what you're going to see on every postcard, and you cannot remove this building from there. So we're going to be in every postcard, right, for Miami. So great advertising for us.
For Casa Bella.
Casa Bella, absolutely. And then big part of that money is also spent under the highway. So they're doing a 1 mile linear park. They're beautifying all the spaces, you know, with additional lighting and benches, art installations, and landscaping. So this is already super walkable, but 4 years from now, when the building is completed in 2025, you are going to have this absolutely transformed, changed, and beautified into like truly like the main street of the main city, right, in the United States. So I think that's the exciting part of it. There's a lot of growth. There's billion-dollar investments into infrastructure, like I said, retail, shopping, highways, bridges, art. So, you know, you have a lot of things coming to the area, and we're kind of the pioneers. Related are the pioneers. They always discover these neighborhoods before they go big, right? That's why they purchased the lot that we on right now where the building will be built about 10 years ago. So that translates into the pricing of the units, because we do have units starting at $630 per square foot right now for friends and family pricing. Probably that price not going to last for a long time.
Let me
That's why
just
they
reiterate something. They're starting at $630 per square foot. So this is the time to buy right now. And I'm going to say this very candidly, because other projects in the area are selling at $1,500 a square foot.
Exactly.
So when she says that, I'm going to break down, just kind of slow it down and just tell you, this is the time to make reservations now. And I talk about this in my IG, that you want to get in right when the project starts so that you can capitalize on the equity builder that the developer is making for you, right? There's also, Olga, I'm sure you know a lot of information because you're a specialist in this, but also, you know, a lot of people are not from here that may be watching this. What's happening in Bayside? That's all being restructured as well.
Completely. Yes, I forgot to mention it, but it's very important because the Bayside just recently got a new owner, and they're doing a major facelift, kind of elevating the tenant profile, making it more high-end dining, high-end shopping. They have a Ferris wheel here that you'll see on a different image, but it's not on this one, but you have a Ferris wheel here. They were planning to build, I don't know if this is still happening, observation deck. You know, every city has its highest point. So they had this beautiful building in mind. I don't know when this is going to happen, but it was supposed to be on this lot. So this is basically like the main part. This is where the cruise ship's leaving from, you know, the Port of Miami is right there. The most beautiful views and the most attractive location.
Yeah, and not only that, we're also become the hub for crypto.
Oh, we did. That's why Arena is named after the, right? It's a crypto trading company.
So Casa Bella is a crypto trading. Do you guys accept crypto deposits?
No, we don't accept as of now. I think looking into the future, I feel like everybody started to, and I think we will also be accepting at some point. But as of now, we're just taking reservations. We're not converting until contracts until April. By that point, we're going to know more, and you're going to see my presentation is more of an exclusive preview for your buyers, because I'm getting a lot of new renderings, marketing materials, video is coming. So there's a lot of information coming. Obviously, by the time I get the full package that's beautiful that everybody's so used to, you know, the pricing is going to be completely different, right? So you're getting a first preview. It's not as pretty. You'll see, I mean, this picture's pretty, but then my presentation is okay, right? Because there's many things coming and you're not seeing a full picture, but I think it's just enough to understand the value of the area. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, and that's kind of the location of the building. I do want to say we're not on the water, we're on Biscayne, we're in the city, right? So in the city, you never really, you know, there's things will be built around you, right? So I want to be very transparent with what's happening with our lodge. Right in front of us, we have a historic building, which is amazing for us because your privacy of the residents completely protected, nothing's going to be built on this side ever. The west side, we don't have any units facing west, so all our units are they're either flow through or corner units, so they all have east to south, southeast exposure. Not only that, all the floor plans, they're looking more into southeast. So your views are really, really amazing views. But there is a lot on the front, which is owned by a Chinese developer who proposed this incredible project many years ago, about 10 years ago. I hope it happens. It's basically like Brickell City Center on steroids, right? They had plans for tons of retail and shopping, this beautiful shopping mall with a hotel tower, a couple of residential towers, and I think they wanted to include a gambling element because they're the third largest operator of casinos in the world, and that element has not been approved, so they've been struggling to get it approved. So if it does, at some point, if they decide to build, the proposal for that lot was incredible. That's gonna completely, like, the area is being transformed, but if they build that, that's like a new, basically, Brickell City Center right in the middle of downtown, and we're the closest building to it, right? So that's what's gonna happen in this lot eventually. I mean, they bought this lot many, many years ago. I think it's over 10 years ago. They have not proposed, they've proposed, but they've never launched, approved, or started any kind of pre-sales for anything there. So we don't know when things are going to happen. Currently, Art Miami, during Art Basel, they have a 10-year lease for this lot. So every year they have 6 more years left. They set up their tents in here, and this is where you have that nice art exhibit called Art Miami. So they've been doing that for the past 4 years, and I think they have 6 more years left of that lease, and then we'll see what's going to happen next. Okay. And moving forward to the team behind the building, Related is the developer. Like I mentioned, Jorge Perez is the owner of the Related Group, and he's a big art collector. The Museum of Art, our main museum, was named after him. Typically, all of his buildings include museum quality art throughout, like our sales gallery has been curated by his art collector, and we have some really nice pieces here of art, mostly Italian art because we're an Italian building. Related has developed over 100,000 condos in South Florida, Armani Casa, Park Grove, Apogee, Paraíso Towers in Edgewater, Icon and Brickell, which is kind of iconic building there. Many great buildings.
And also in New York.
In New York, they have a Related Group as well, that they did Hudson Yards and many very high-end kind of rentals in Manhattan and some other buildings. I'm not as familiar with a New York portfolio, but I know what they've done here, and they've done an incredible job. And
definitely a high-end, Related as a high-end builder, and very well-known and prestigious builder here in South Florida.
Very well known, and they always assemble the best teams for their projects. I will talk about B&B Italia just in a second. That's our brand for the building. I want to tell you about the architect. It's designed by Arquitectonica. They've been around for I think over 40 years. Right now, in the city, you can walk a block without seeing Arquitectonica design building. They're pretty incredible. They're legendary. They pretty much have a monopoly here because their designs are so good. And so we're fortunate to have them design our building. And Enzo Inea is doing our landscaping design. He's from Switzerland. We wanted to have a European landscape architect. He's the one who does all the gardens for Queen Elizabeth in Buckingham Palace. He does the Fisher Island, 1000 Museum, Park Grove, many luxury buildings that can afford his services. Have used him. Like I mentioned, the most expensive building in downtown, 1000 Museum, was the landscaping was done by the same architect, Enzo Inea. Also, B&B Italia did all the interior furniture for the building. All of the common areas were furnished by B&B Italia, same as Casa Bella, but there's a big difference in price per square foot, right, between that building and us, and we'll talk about it as well. Piero Lissoni is our interior designer. He's from Milan, has amazing taste. He's an architect and interior designer, and he recently completed Ritz-Carlton in Miami Beach. He's working at Ritz-Carlton in Pompano Beach. He did 1001 Paraíso in Edgewater.
Actually, just finished. He's finishing up a beautiful project, a very boutique building in Miami Beach. That's Monaco.
Monaco, that's right. You're absolutely right, and that building looks incredible.
Beautiful. It's very boutique-like, very French Riviera type.
Yes, he's definitely bringing the European feel and design, you know, to Miami, because every building that he curates, you walk in, you feel like you're not in Florida anymore. You're more like you feel like you're in Europe,
You
right?
feel like you've stepped into like an eclectic, like I think it's a combination of Europe with California, New York feel. We're kind of like a metropolis of different flavors.
Absolutely. As far as the brand, this is the exciting part. I think we're at the first residential building branded by B&B Italia. And B&B Italia is the most prestigious high-end furniture designer in the world. They started in 1953 in Italy, and they have not stopped since. They work with some of the most incredible designers worldwide, like Zaha Hadid, Piero Lissoni, Phillip Gaetano Pache. They all design collections of furniture for the brand. And a lot of their pieces, they've done over 1,200 pieces over the years, over 7 decades. A lot of their pieces actually are that significant that they end up in museums. Like if you go in New York, MoMA Museum has some of their furniture pieces on display as a historic piece, right? Because it has story to it, you know, and showcases the change, how the furniture has changed over the years. So it is that significant that they do put them as museum pieces in MoMA, right? Which is, I think, fine, incredible, and fascinating. They have a contract division that provides design services and furniture for some of the most high-end properties worldwide. They've done all of the interiors of Bulgari hotels, Dubai, Shanghai, Beijing, London. They're working on one in Russia.
I know because I've actually, I saw in Dubai, so I know it's a beautiful building.
Yes, you've been. Yes, I would love to see it in person. They also have done the Amman Venice, which is an incredible building. As you know, that's one of the most exclusive hotels in Italy. And in Miami, they have done all the interiors of 1000 Museum, which is our expensive neighbor, Arte, where Ivanka Trump lives. And then you have, it's called the Miami Beach, obviously. All the interiors were curated by Piero Lissoni, but furnished by B&B Italia. So they do have a portfolio of some incredible properties. They work with a lot of retailers that are the most high-end retailers like Rolex, Montblanc, Sergio Rossi. They design their flagship stores and furnish their flagship stores. So like you see, they work with the creme de la creme of brands and hospitality, and give me just one. I know it's a little bit loud, but we're all in multiple corners of one room. And with fun fact, also with B&B Italia, which I think buyers will appreciate, because you know they have a great showroom, by the way, in Design District. So those who can come to Miami and see, you know, they have the largest furniture showroom in the Design District. So you can imagine how expensive it is to rent out spaces there. But they're right there if somebody wants to stop by. Fun fact, they have all of the Hermes furniture is manufactured by B&B Italia. They're using the same leather as a Birkin bag on their sofas and their chairs. Like this is
the so they use the same leather for the Birkin bag, wow, interesting fact. I love that.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a very high-end brand. It brings a lot of value to the building because they're going to be involved in every aspect of design, everything from the color of paint to every piece of Italian porcelain tile that comes to the building. Everything is going to be inspected and hand selected by B&B Italia. Also, the brand does stay with the building. So that's the main difference between them designing a building and providing furniture versus them being a brand on the building, that the aesthetics of the brand will be maintained for the years to come. And what that means for the buyer, that from the minute that they walk into their lobby or common areas, they're going to have that, you know, an expensive, exclusive design, expensive, exclusive furniture throughout, which has not been done before, because typically that kind of packages of furniture, they're allocated for some very expensive single family homes, penthouses, and expensive residences, right? Absolutely. But we're going to have the whole collection just curated for us by Piero Lissoni. He's doing it from scratch. And not only that, they also going to provide furniture packages for the units at a very discounted price. I shouldn't say very discounted price, but at a good discount for our buyers. So that way the buyers can receive their unit fully furnished, and they can start enjoying.
They get what's called, you know, I guess because they've purchased that building, they get the exemption of being a unit owner, and they get the perks of being buying there. They're gonna give them, exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They, under their umbrella, they also have the designer light company. They have closet company. So we'll have all kinds of upgrades that we can offer to the buyer that typically, you know, those things you finish after you close, and you end up spending a lot of time and money on doing that. So we'll be able to offer all of these upgrades prior to closing. So that way, when you come to your closing, you get your key and you can go and move in that same day and enjoy your unit.
Imagine how convenient. You know what I love most of this building? The windows. And
The windows are nice.
amazing job that they've done with the architecture, the windows, and then there's the waves, you know, it's just kind of like very, very flowing, beautiful, beautiful building.
Beautiful Miami design. And also the ceiling height is 10 feet, which is pretty high. And the penthouses will come with 11, 12, and 24-foot ceilings for the duplexes. So we'll have some pretty amazing ceiling to floor glass everywhere, of course. So you'll have those beautiful open floor plans, you know, with views of Miami and the water. And it's just going to be incredible. The building itself is, I want to call it boutique by Miami standards, because when you look at this high rise, you think like, oh, it's a huge building. We only have today 312 residences, and the entire building, there are 56 floors. Most of our floors will have only 6 units per floor, and there are no hallways to walk. There are 2 private elevators and a private elevator lobby into each residence. So which I think is very important for an exclusive building to have that, where you don't have to walk a hallway. We'll get into the structure of the building. I want to show you a couple other renderings that I have so you can get a feel for the views and for everything else. We have units that range from 1 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms. We'll have these beautiful 5-bedroom duplexes. These are going to be penthouses. They're not released just yet. We're going to have them available in April, but I can start and put together, I'm putting together a waiting list for people who are interested in those units. The units will come with 10-foot ceilings, and the balcony extends up to 7.5 feet, which, as you know, the typical depth in Miami is about 5 feet. So we have that extra oversized terrace. The units will come fully finished, meaning you get the flooring. Not only you get the flooring, you get 2 options of the flooring, so you can pick and customize a little bit.
Beautiful, very beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Kitchens are Italian, yeah. Kitchens are Italian from a company called Edelcraft. Like I said, everything is Italian in this building, from plumbing fixtures to cabinets to stone.
How about like a restaurant? Are you guys gonna have a resident restaurant that's Italian there?
Yes, we're going to have on the ground floor our signature restaurant that's going to be, you know, kind of, it's going to be open to public. It's going to be Italian for sure. And it will be, you know, an Italian signature high-end restaurant. And then on the rooftop, not on the rooftop, on the 11th floor, which is our amenity deck, we're going to have food and beverage as well. There will be a cafe and a bar with a full liquor license, so you can have handcrafted cocktails. That one will be open only for residents. And I find it, like, for me, it's like one of the top sellers, kind of, you know, having that cafe in there, because a lot of times second home buyers, for example, they want to have food and beverage. That's basically the only thing that stands between a residential building and like a condo hotel, right? Usually condo hotels has food and beverage. We are not condo hotel. We don't have a transient crowd. We don't rent daily. The flexibility is still there. You can rent 30 days minimum, up to 6 times a year. And, you know, that gives you that flexibility, but you don't have daily rentals when it feels like a hotel, but you do have the amenities and the services.
Because that's a very big key you said. The rent will be 6 times per year and minimum is 30 days, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
That's wonderful. That's a very good feature, and that you have that option, because so many buyers are second homes or investments for some buyers. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. With going back to the kitchen a little bit, we'll have sub-zero and wall appliances. The cabinets, we're going to have another option of the cabinetry and another option of the stone. Again, not all the units are going to be cookie cutter. You'll have options to customize, which I think is great for also resale value, because then not every unit is the same, right? Everybody has their own input and their own taste. So I find it very, very attractive to have that option of, and that's included in the purchase price. So you can customize with those options free of charge. And the bathrooms are going to be finished with this beautiful Italian porcelain stone that's kind of like looks like a statuaria marble, but it's not marble because it's so hard to maintain. So they decided to get this very high quality Italian stone. And then the mirrors will come lit up just like you see it. The vanities are from Edelcraft. We'll have total electric toilets. The closets are not built out. So those are the two things that are typically not included.
Toilets.
Electric toilets.
I like that.
I like to mention, people like, why you even mention? I'm like, it's important. People like that.
Some people like that. And so are the closets being completed the way that we're seeing it here?
No, the closets will be available for purchase as an upgrade. We won't deliver with closets. Yes, you'll have everything else in the unit, but you won't have the closet and the blinds. Those will be two things that the buyer will either have to get on their own, or they can upgrade at additional cost.
Okay, okay, that's wonderful.
So going through some of our renderings, these are the penthouses. Like I said, they're not released yet. I do have some of them here, and you can kind of appreciate the view and how they are going to look like. But what I do want to get to is
those terraces are everything. Let me see. Back up a little bit.
I kind of skipped it, but
guys, look at this terrace right here.
This is our 3-bedroom. Well, this is a 3-bedroom corner. This is kind of a duplex penthouse, right? But the 3-bedroom corner is absolutely incredible. It's the only 3-bedroom in the entire building that goes from the 2nd floor through the 47th floor, starting at 1.5 million. So, but this high floor will be about, I want to say almost 2 million on the high floor, but it's still worth it because look at this view.
It's still worth it right now. You're selling at, you had mentioned at the beginning, and I just want to reiterate it again. You're selling at 600 and how much?
30 per square foot starting price.
Starting price. So if you're interested and you want to get a 3-bedroom, you know, fast forward 3-4 years, this is the time to buy right now. I'm not going to say numbers because we really don't want to project that, but just do the math of what's going on in Miami, and definitely you want to get in now with one of these units. 100%.
We average about $800 per square foot as a land in the building, which is, I think, like I said, so affordable, and only due to the fact that they did buy this land such a long time ago with a vision that this is the next boom neighborhood, and the pricing kind of, you know, that the numbers, they show the fact that they paid in today's money, you know, they got a steal, I guess, for the land. So, or, you know, we have really affordable pricing. As far as the amenities, I want to show you what's coming. Like I said, I don't have a lot of renderings yet, but you can see more or less what's coming. So we have 11th floor, which is going to be our main outside deck, and it's going to be beautifully landscaped by Enzo Enea with European feel. And we have a paddle court here, which I heard is more popular now than tennis. And there's a yoga lawn / area for the kids to play. You have beautiful barbecue grilling stations here with outdoor dining. And then there are cabanas that will have that feel of a pergola with like vines hanging from the top, right? With that beautiful Italian landscaping, almost Olympic size pool. Olympic size I think is 100 feet, we're 80 feet. So we're 20 feet short, but it's pretty large. And then this is your cafe where you have the outdoor seating, you have indoor seating as well as the bar. You'll have towel service by the pool, which again, we're a 5-star building, so you'll have every kind of service that the five-star building usually provides. So it does have a feel of the 5-star hotel because you can get pretty much anything done through a concierge, from babysitting to airport pickup, drop-offs, to you know, delivery of groceries prior to your arrival.
A full concierge building with babysitting, that you said, for a lot of families. Babysitting, arriving to and from the airport, and like white glove service.
Absolutely. And the HOA, estimated HOA is only 80 cents per square foot, which is very good.
Very good. No,
Moving
that's very,
forward,
if they're doing their due diligence, they're comparing, 80 cents is a fantastic price point for the HOA.
and we have very generous amenities. So the additional amenities are inside on floors 10 and 11. Then you have over 20,000 square feet of amenities. I don't have a lot of renderings just done yet, but there's so much stuff coming. I can tell you we'll have a room for teenagers, room for kids. There'll be a wine room, which you see here, a movie theater. We'll have a 2-story business center with kind of catering to that new demographic of buying, you know, people who work from home, but they want kind of a space outside their home to work, you know, with multiple conference rooms. And then we'll have a state-of-the-art gym with room for Pilates and yoga and spinning, and the beauty salon and the pet spa and a luxurious spa with steam and sauna, which is the only rendering I have for now of the amenities. But you can kind of get a sense of how Piero Lissoni designs look like, because it's very homey.
He has a very like a smooth, peaceful design. I've been able to see it in different, he has a very peaceful but very chic and sophisticated look to what he does. And you can see it in the rendering right here.
Yes. And there's additional pool on the rooftop, which is the 56th floor. So this is where everyone brings their friends and visitors to take pictures, I guess, because this is 650 feet up in the air. I mean, look at this view. You see the cruise ships coming and going. You have amazing sitting area here. There'll be additional party room. And it's amazing that the developer dedicated that space for residents. There are 2 additional private decks, private pool decks, but they're on the south and north side. So the main view and the main kind of, you know, the best view has been left out for residents to enjoy and have it as a common area.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
I think it's nice. And we talked about the 5-star.
Back up a little bit, Olga, because we lived here. You had the view of the night.
Let me do that. Yeah,
this is
the view of the night is really stunning. We have more. We actually have a fun tool coming for those buyers who are coming to the sales gallery at some point. When you bring them, we'll have a 3D version of the building, and we can also show the views at night, at sunset and sunrise, during the day, at different times of the day, different months of the year. So you can see the lights changing and how the sun moves around. So you'll be able to
say, let's say you're watching this and you want to experience that, we can do this virtually, because with condos.com, that's what we do. We sell virtually and we give you the experience like you're being at the sales office. So don't feel bad if you can't come down and you're buying online. I just want to put that out there.
We do have, we're probably 50% of our sales have been online, because buyers come from all over the world. And because we are at the reservation stage, we're not in the contract yet. The reservation stage is a little bit different, and you can explain to the buyers how that works. But it is, you know, the best time to buy, but it's also like a risk-free investment, because until we get to the contract, you still have time to think about it, right? And when we get to the contract,
I talk about that in my IGTV today. It was like a really quick, maybe like 2-minute, I would say a minute, because people don't have a lot of time to watch things. But I do mention that when you have a reservation, it gives you the opportunity to lock in the price, right? Lock in the price now, and it gives you that time. And you guys have to also, we'll talk about the end, the structure of how you guys are taking deposits. And everybody's very, you know, we work with you. So, you know, if you're interested, please do not hesitate in inquiring and clicking the link below and scheduling time to talk. This is a place where you would really want to invest.
Absolutely. We also kind of above everything that we offer, to add to the amenity package, we offer the membership to the beach club. And the club is in Key Biscayne, which is this sort of like an island about 15 minutes away from Casa Bella. And you have access to they have the beach, the restaurant, tiki bar, playground for kids, a pool. So it's a wonderful space to enjoy. It also comes with a limited access to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. So you get to enjoy Ritz-Carlton gym, spa, and their tennis courts. It is for the first year, but we prepay the initiation fee for the buyer, which is that non-refundable large fee that no one ever wants to pay. It's about $20,000. So that way, the second year, even though it's not prepaid by us anymore, you can pay just the monthly fees, but you don't have to pay the initiation fee anymore.
It's like your little gift. It's like the gift that you're giving each unit owner
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful
Bonus
gift.
that you're getting. Absolutely. And getting to the views, I do have many other tools. I'm showing you a little bit of a preview, and of course, with every buyer, individual buyer who's interested in a particular lines, we can get in depth about the views and multiple floors and compare the views between different floors. But to give you a general idea, the view from every unit in the building, except for the one that's facing south, is going to be like this, right? Because the angle of the units, it is kind of, they're all angled looking into the Port of Miami. So this is 40th floor. It is obviously a high floor, but every unit will see this. The south side unit, I only have one there, will have this gorgeous downtown slash bay view. And the units, again, on the every unit will also see this view, but we talked about Miami Herald here, right? Because they know something eventually is going to be built here. That's why they position all the units angled towards southeast. So you have that kind of rotation a little bit, and you'll see it on the side plan when I show it to you. So your views are actually maximized and won't be as affected by any possible construction in the next 20. I am convinced it's going to be no less than 10 years and probably more like 20 years that they're going to, well, hopefully before, but I know they're not building anything just right now, right? So you can, on the positive side, you can enjoy, if they don't build for the next 20 years, you get to enjoy this views, additional views for a very long time. On the other positive note, if they do build it, you get to enjoy the shopping and dining that they bring to the neighborhood, which is also great.
There's always a positive to everything. We just got to be willing to look at that perspective.
Absolutely. On the north side, this is what you would see on the north, and this is what you will see in the northeast, kind of giving you every angle. So we basically went from this view that I showed you, the first view, we looked south, and then we looked east, and we looked north, and then the final shot was northeast. So I have 6 to 7 units per floor. I have mostly larger units in the building. There's only one unit that I call my investor special unit. It can be for anyone, doesn't have to be investor, but I think everyone at the end of the day, even if they're buying for themselves to use, they're going to be investors. They want this to see the value, building equity and the unit appreciate in price. But I have this unit that's on the north side of the building. It's line of 7. It's the smallest one bedroom I have. It's 711 square feet. They start, I have one that is on hold for somebody right now, but to give you an idea of price, it is about $670,000. So very good starting point just to get into the building. It's a large unit, and by Miami standards, you have 700 of interior, plus another like 200 or 300 of the exterior space, which is a wraparound terrace. So great unit. We will have probably more released. I only had 10 of them. So I don't know how many more I have left, but maybe, there'll be a few more possibilities in that line. And hold on one second, I'm going to plug in my computer because it just blinked. That
we don't want you to go out on us.
Okay. And for the larger, so all the other units are going to be larger. So my next 1 bedroom, it's 1 plus den. So this is pretty much a 2 bedroom. You have 2 private elevators. Remember, there are no hallways here. They're all private elevators, private elevator lobby. So when you walk into the unit, you're going to have this really nice shape and size den with a full bathroom. And then you have your master, your living room, your kitchen here, beautiful view. These are starting right now at about $850,000, but look at the size, 1,216 square feet. It is a true 2 bedroom by, again, Miami standards. So very nice, generous size unit. And we have even larger 1 bedrooms for maybe those bachelors that want a lot of space. They're going to be on the lower floors. We have them up to 1,600 square feet. Unit, again, with a den is pretty much a 2 bedroom because the den is a generous size. You have a full bath, you have a closet. So these will run anywhere like $991 and up, $998,000 and up, but still $630 per square foot to begin with on this corner, right? Great pricing.
Interesting. Let me just reiterate, because I like the fact that the way that they design this building, so each unit has basically a private entrance.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's beautiful. And then you have your foyer, obviously, when you go into your unit.
Which you can, it's a part of your unit. You can decorate it, and I've seen it people that done some amazing job. I used to live in a condo, so you can decorate it the way you like. You can put anything you like, wallpaper, any kind of furniture, or use it as your storage, strollers, all of that stuff that we don't want to bring inside of the unit. So that's what that foyer is for. It's completely private, and that second door takes you to the kind of the access of the emergency staircase. You have your trash chute and things like that. On that
Very
side, or the back
sexy,
door.
very sexy, very private building. I like that.
Absolutely. And 2 bedrooms range from 1,300 to 1,800 square feet. I have multiple options. You know, I have a regular 2-2, I have 2-2 plus den, another 2-2 plus den. Pricing wise right now from about 850,000 for lower floors. The larger unit like this, 1.4 on the lower floors, like more like mid floors, 1.2 for this one. So we have larger, like these are the floor plans that are people looking for, I feel like, because I've been selling many other developments before that, and everybody always looks for a unit that's, you have a 2-bedroom over 1,200 square feet. And I feel like last cycle they built a lot of tiny units, and what really, you know, we want to position ourselves as a luxury exclusive building. Yes, you can rent here, but it's not daily rental, right? The units, yes, we have 1-bedrooms, but they're not your tiny 1-bedrooms that turn into cheap rentals, like when the building is turned over. So I feel like this appeals to different demographic of buyer, whether you're an end user or second home buyer. You're not concerned with the rest of the units being rented because you know, units are large, people, you know, renting them at a high price, and you know, it won't devalue your building. You know, the value of the building always stays up because
I love that you bring that point up, because some people like to mention that when they're doing a presentation in other buildings. And to be honest with you, anybody that's going to be in these areas, the price that it's going to be rented for, it's not for everybody. It's not like something that's it's not cheap. So
No.
you're not gonna have the quality of person that will be renting will probably be an executive that maybe is working here, or someone that's just gonna stay here for 3 months, have a vacation time and wants to have that local feeling. So,
Yep.
you know, a lot of people get concerned with that, but I think in these luxury buildings, it's really luxury individuals as well. They're looking for
Absolutely.
that
It's
lifestyle.
definitely an affluent buyer and an affluent crowd. Yeah, I agree with you. And then for the 3 bedrooms, we have just this line, which is 2,000, almost 2,000 square feet. They're starting 1.5 million. Only have one line like this, goes all the way to 47th floor. And for the larger units, I also have flow through 4-bedroom units on this corner with a huge wraparound terrace, and these are starting at 1.9 million on the high floors, like 25th floor and up. Beautiful unit with great view. And we have also another option for somebody who wants something even larger. We will create a combo floor plan combining these 2 units together, offering 2,800 square feet, you know, for somebody who wants close to 3,000, right? Which we've been getting a lot of demand for that. So that's why we decided to combine them and create that larger floor plan. So you have options basically for everyone. You do have a few small units for that person who just wants to get in at the best price, at the, you know, least price per square, well, it's not necessarily per square foot, because per square foot, those small units of 7 line, they're not that, you know, they're not in 600s per square. They're more expensive, but the price point for the building is very affordable. And when you rent or when you resell, you won't be competing with a lot of units when, for example, you're buying in this line, right? Because it's there's only few of those in the entire building. So there's many, you know, aspects of this buildings are so attractive. We are, like I mentioned, talking about the deposit structure, taking reservations was 10%. Next 10% at contract in April, additional 10% at groundbreaking at the end of the year, next year, additional 10% at the top off, which is 2024. And that's at 40% in total for domestic or foreign nationals, 60% at closing, which is going to be the end of 2025.
Wonderful. So basically, if they, so a total percentage of deposit will be 60%?
No, total percentage is 40, and 60 is a balance at closing.
Okay, 60%. Okay, for financing.
It's a very attractive structure because last cycle, everybody asked for 50, right? It was kind of almost like a rule. Every building asked for 50% down payment, which foreign nationals have no problem with that because they like to keep money in the US. And, the domestic buyer, they don't always like to put 50% down. 40 is already, a little bit more affordable. Plus it's spread out between 3 years, so you have time to come up with that money. That's I think that works to everybody's advantage.
Absolutely.
And the last two payments are attached to milestones again. So only the first two payments are attached to reservation and contract. But then as you see the building being built, that's when you pay, right? We broke ground, we brought the equipment, we started foundation, you get, you put deposit. Then there's another milestone, because for those who never purchased pre-construction, sometimes it can be a little bit scary, but you have your 20%, but then the next 20%, as the progress goes on, as you see the progress on the building, that's how you pay.
Beautiful. So this is from floors 23 through 47. The total building is 56 floors, correct?
56 floors. So there's 3 floor plates. If you look, they start on the second floor. The only thing that changes between second floor and the 47th floor are the lines in the north side. So they go from a large 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom and 1-bedroom to a 4-bedroom.
Lovely.
The rest of the floor plans, they stay the same.
So now you're not selling the penthouses yet. So you don't
Not yet. We don't have the floor plans yet. I can tell you that we'll have 28 penthouses. There will be 2 bedrooms plus den, about 1,700 square feet each. We'll have 3 bedrooms with 2,200 square feet, and we'll have 4 duplexes. There are going to be 5 bedrooms, almost 5,000 square feet. There'll be 2 upper penthouses with private rooftops and pools, but we don't have the final floor plans yet, and I don't think we're going to release them until early next year. So if anybody's interested, I'm happy to put them on the waiting list. As soon as we get the floor plans and pricing, I'll be calling everybody.
Okay, wonderful. So definitely you guys just need to let us know, and then I'll make sure that Olga calls us to get your penthouse or your duplex. Don't worry, Absolutely. I'll make her do it.
I'm happy to do it. Okay, I don't know if there's anything that I have missed. Parking, you have a 10-story parking garage in the building, and each unit will come with parking. 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms will come with one assigned, and of course valet is always an option. It's always available, so you can park your second, third car in valet. And the 4 bedrooms will come with 2 side-by-side parking spaces, and the penthouses will have 2+ assigned parking spaces.
Would they be able to buy additional parking?
That we don't know just yet. We can also put them on the waiting list if somebody's interested in the parking spaces, or let's say storage units, because they're trying to figure out if there any room for to put storages, and obviously if there is, they'll be selling them. So we can put people on the list, basically for both.
That's always valuable for people to know. They always ask that as far as that.
Yeah.
All right, I think you've done an amazing presentation. You have gone through a very thorough presentation. So there you go, you guys have it. Here's the information of Casa Bella Residences, and Olga and I will be happy to, and we're here to help you pick out your unit, see your options, ask questions. Make sure you click below and you go ahead and schedule an appointment with us. Thank you so much, Olga, for today.
It's my pleasure.